Hello, everyone. It's morning. Frog in my throat. Sorry. Okay. I thought I would make a quick video on just properly setting up your background for the ArmPoint assignment, because it seems like there were some people that were handing in the arm points without a background. So I had realized I did point you to the bouncing ball tutorial to set that up, to set up a background, but I hadn't realized that we didn't talk about setting up the right display and main comp nodes. And I think that's fair to just make sure that people understand. You guys knew about color cards and everything. So if I'm just going to deconstruct this a little bit here, and I'll make my node view nice and big. Okay. How big is the question? I'll make it nice and big. Okay, so here's my node view. So I've got, what you can do is, if you have Bentley's arm here, which you've got the master peg and the master group here, you can set yourself up some drawing layers. So you can have a name layer, you can have a charts layer, and an animation layer. I know in class that I created an animation layer separately, but you can set up these three drawing layers, and we set up a drawing layer in the node view by saying Control R, and then you can say anim2. Okay, and you can create a drawing layer like so, right? Right. Okay, so you can create drawing layers, right, by doing that. And you can make yourself a composite node, so a main composite node, like so, right? And that's just a process of saying Control H, right? So you have your composite node, and we can go into the options box here and set it to pass through, and you can call that main comp 1. Okay. And you can plug your, what we can do is we can feed everything into our main comp. So we can plug our Bentley arm into there, and we can put our name to the left of that, our charts to the left of that, and our animation drawing layer. So these are drawing layers. Remember, these are drawing layers. To the left of that into the main comp. And then you can have your color card here, which you created for the bouncing ball. If you can't remember how to create a color card, you can go to the little plus sign. Is an easy way to do it in the timeline. Go to add layers, and you could say color card. So it'll create a color card like this, and it'll put it into your comp. Make sure the color card is on the right hand side though. Okay. And then you can add a peg to the color card by saying Control P. You can, right, and you can plug that in here. Okay, now the write and display nodes. Okay, so if I'm here to find the write and display node, we can just say if in our node library, you can simply type WR and it'll find the right node. Okay, bring that in there. And display. Okay. So here's my write and display nodes. I'll put that in there and that in there. Okay. And also I have a camera here. So the way you create a camera is, easy way to do it, plus sign, camera. Oop. So here's my camera. Okay. And I'll just line it up nicely, and I can add a peg to my camera so that if I wish to move it around, which you're not gonna be moving your camera around, but gives you, if you have a peg on your camera, it actually gives you the control ability to be able to say, okay, well, I want to move want to move my camera around, I go to the transform tool and I can move it, but you're not going to do that. You don't need to, but you have this camera here. Okay, perfect. Okay, and you know, make sure you're writing your name on the scene. Make sure you're writing your name on the scene. You can put your charts on this layer if you want. I don't mind if you put it on the animation layer too. That's okay, as well as your animation. That's, you know, it would be on the same sheet of paper in the industry. You know, it wouldn't necessarily be on a charts layer, but you know, that's okay. So yeah, just a little video on, you know, how to set, how to just kind of make everything nice and clean. You know, this is how you should set up your ARM for rendering. Okay, so you have that now. I'm going to send you this video, and you can whip this up in 2 seconds. You see how fast I did that? Okay, and then your timeline, if you know, over in your timeline is going to look, you know, like this. Right. If I write my and if I write so here's a name, and I could just say you know, BR. I'll just put a B. Okay, I can write my name here. Brad M. Right. You can write your name there. I'm not saying that you should just put a B. Put your whole name. Okay. Your charts. Alright, put my chart here. Animation. Gonna have a little bit of have an animation frame or something. Okay. Whatever. I'm drawing on a tablet, remember, so be kind to me. It's hard. Life is hard. Be quiet, Brad. Suck it up. Yeah. I wish I had a Cintiq. I don't have a Cintiq at home, unfortunately. Okay, so you got your animation frames. Okay, well, that's there. Take these frames. I'll extend those. Why not, right? It's fun. Export movie. Okay. 2. Be fine. Okay, now one thing I want to mention to you. When you like give me your exported frames, I would prefer that you don't put your drawing layers on the exported movie. So if you're exporting everything, right, when you're exporting everything, just you can leave your name, okay, right, but you know, your charts and your anim, leave your name, but your charts and your animation, just you can turn those off. I want to focus on this, and make sure that your name isn't, like, you know, over top of your animation. So put your name up here. So let's a nice name. And I mean, you know what's fun actually is, like, if you have your name there, you can, right, not there. If you want, you can put your name down here too, which is good. You can say with the text tool. So there's the text tool there. Yeah, you could say Brad McLeod arm point. Just like that. Okay. Just like that. Brad McLeod arm point. And then I probably just move it. Where are we? Selection tool. Just move it up a little bit. Just like that. Okay, so my name is here. Okay. And then you got your arm. And I'm going to extend that to whatever, that frame. Okay, make sure it's extended so I can see my name. Make sure my name is extended, just like that. Okay. File. Export. Movie. All that. So yeah, QuickTime MOV. Remember, your arm point, your first and last name, arm point. So really, okay. I was doing a demo here, but first and last name, arm point, first and last name, arm point. Okay. All these are fine. Frames. Make sure your frame range is, make sure your frame range is set correctly. Okay. So if your arm point is 60 frames or so, make sure it's 1 to 60. Okay, frames export range. And your resolution needs to be 960 by 540. Okay, and working scene color space, scene working color space is fine. And if I export this, that. Okay, so here's my arm point here, right? Hopefully this, hopefully your arm point does not look like what I just did. That's not great performance, but you see the point, okay? No pun intended. Wow, the puns are just flowing today, aren't they? My gosh. Okay, so there you go. Okay? So, that is what you need, okay, for exporting this. All these lovely things. And your MOV should look as such, okay? And then you can just have your anim and your charts in the scene file, right? We can see that in the scene file. That's great. Okay, thank you very much. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you again soon. Ta-ta.